Here's to whiskey kisses with peaty taste of sin.
Greetings, whiskey folk, and welcome back once again to Drinking Out Loud. It's time for the SMWS. It is officially whiskey time. So, Brett has the official book today. So this is the Flavor Invasion month, I see on the page.
It's actually a really great little photo. I kind of like it.
Nice.
Maybe we'll give these out with anybody who places a local order.
I think we should and probably will do that.
Yeah, that sounds great. What is August 2020?
I don't know. Aren't we still in April?
Yeah, this is like April's 5th OutTurn.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, I have actually lost count of what OutTurn number we're on. What number is this now?
106?
106. Is it?
Yeah, 106.
106.
106. Yes.
All right. I remember the celebrations were OutTurn 100.
Yes.
We weren't celebrating by 102. All right, so for those of you who are confused on who the hell we are and what the hell is going on, welcome to Drinking Out Loud. This is the Dram Association's official YouTube channel here at the Strathale Wine and Spirit Merchants in Victoria, British Columbia. Mm-hmm. My name is Adam Bradshaw. This is... Do you want to say your own name?
Brett Johnson. Yes, yeah. Hello.
And now, in case your name is also Brett Johnson, because it's a relatively common name, you can now steal that little thing for your voicemail.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know why you do that. Anyway, yes, Adam Brett here for another Scotch Malt Whisky Society OutTurn. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, I encourage you to find out more. You can find out a lot more information at strathliquor.com/SMWS, where we have all of the up-to-date information and where all of these whiskies will be visible quite soon. Yes. So yes, check out the Dram Association. No, strathliquor.com. DramAssociation.com's kind of been forgotten about during this whole pandemic. Not much has happened. strathliquor.com/SMWS to see what SMWS bottlings are still available, and that's going to be the first place where you see all of these brand new bottles here today when we click launch at the end of this video. And that's what this video is all about. The OutTurn is our monthly release of brand new Scotch Malt Whisky Society bottlings. So Scotch Malt Whisky Society is a member-based whiskey club. They're an independent bottler, but you have to be a member to purchase the bottles. They've been around since 1983, started by Pip Hills. Mm-hmm. And we have some very, very interesting new releases.
This is a very cool booklet to flip through. Let me give you that.
Yeah.
There are some different labels.
There's at least 4 different logos emblazoned on the bottle this month. And if that's confusing, it should be. That's kind of the idea. I guess, Flavor Invasion is the international SMWS theme this month. I think for us, it's a little bit old and new in more ways than one.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So welcome to the old and new OutTurn here at the Strath.
Yep.
And we're going to start with the old because, or one of the olds, because this is the token repeat.
Yes.
So this is something that I don't think Brett's tried because this. No, you did.
No, I did.
Yeah, this was March.
Yeah,
this is
was
when
March.
you were the roving correspondent.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. April. Sorry. We filmed it in March, but it aired in April.
Right. Yes. Yes, that's what it was.
When feces were hitting the giant rotating blade, but at a slow pace.
Exactly.
Before complete lockdown, back when we could hang out in the yard and you could pretend to be a roving reporter. That was great.
What do you mean? I roved.
And you reported.
Yes.
You weren't pretending at all.
Absolutely.
My God. All right, so let's get some glasses going and let's see what today's first whiskey, our opening dram, is. Our opening dram is Glovebox Sonata in B minor. Shall we take a look at the official notes?
Absolutely.
Would you like to do the honor?
I would love to. I'm just going to read right out of this book.
Go for it.
Glovebox Sonata in B minor cask. One of 556 bottles in the OutTurn. It is aged for 7 years, and the official notes state an elegant and supple aroma of white port, stone fruits, pear skins, orange travel sweets, candy floss, and a warm barley steep. There is also grape must, lychee, horsebox, white chocolate dipped marzipan, almond puree, and sultanas soaked in mead. With dilution, the aroma opens into cough syrup, hand lotion, sun cream, olive oil cake, malt bins, lemon peel, sunflower seeds, brown bread, and warm grist. The palate begins with tinned peaches, ripe pears, green apple, sweet wort, aged grappa, cider brandy, raisins stewed in young calvados, chopped chives, and clover. Water reveals cocoa nibs, shea butter, putty, sweet wines, waxed canvas, cooking oils, flints, tart gooseberry, and graphite oil. That is a lot.
That's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things.
I have to admit, normally we have a sheet of paper behind the camera that we read from, and not being able to read along with Brett, I was like, it's going to end soon. No, it just keeps going. That's a lot of... They really go all out on these notes, don't they?
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Well, I took the honor of opening up the bottle and pouring a dram whilst you did that.
Thank you.
Smells pretty good. And did you say horsebox?
Yeah, it's in the notes.
All right. Isn't that like the carriage that you tow a horse behind your car in?
I'd assume so.
Huh. Weird note for a whiskey. Didn't
I
catch that
totally
last
get
time.
the... No, I did not get horsebox.
This might just be because it's exactly midday right now as we record this, and I'm still in breakfast mode, but this very much just smells like a naughty breakfast cereal. Like a Fudgio or something.
Oh,
yeah. Sweet caramel breakfast item. Or maybe a Pop-Tart.
I could definitely see Pop-Tart.
Yeah, the s'mores Pop-Tart.
Yep.
One with the little lines of marshmallow through it.
Yep, that works perfectly.
I blame Kristen, my girlfriend, for introducing me to Pop-Tarts. They're disgusting and amazing in equal measure. And it was probably a bad idea to introduce me to them.
You just get a workout from your toaster, that's all.
Yeah. Actually, we actually managed to... We went a little whole over the top with Pop-Tarts. We got a couple of different flavors, so I could try a couple of ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, this is dangerous. I should forget these exist. And apparently it worked so well. When we were cleaning out a cupboard the other week, we actually found some out-of-date Pop-Tarts in the back of the cupboard. So we were good.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just jelly in there. That'll eventually go bad.
Yeah.
Unlike whiskey.
Yeah. Sweet cereals is what I'm mostly getting here. So the interesting thing with this one is that it's a refill sherry butt as well, which makes for an interesting opening dram. But it is definitely that young and sprightly shines through, and although there is some sherry influence in there, it's really not the main focus at all. Yeah. It's a very spirit-focused, spirit-driven dram, which I am a fan of. I love spirit-driven drams. There's nothing wrong with that. But having that nice little lift of sherry in there is kind of cool. And I think that's where I'm getting the drier sort of what's coming across as that biscuity thing.
Yeah,
I think it's the echoes of the sherry cask.
The palate's really interesting as well, because you actually do get hit pretty hard with that kind of stone fruit peach style, which I really like.
Yeah, it's like if they made a mango peach Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
I like it.
That does sound really nice.
It does sound pretty good.
There were a little more info just from the bottle. Cask number 8910. and ABV is 64.1%, which is
That's quite high.
quite high, but it does not taste it.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it tastes youthful, but it doesn't taste like alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite lovely.
What a very pleasant way to start the day.
It's a good thing that it's exactly 12:02.
Yeah, right. It's officially afternoon.
Cheers, whiskey folk.
And as the time you're watching this, it's probably about 7:33. So
Yeah.
that's quite delightful.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I hope that those of you who have already picked up a bottle are enjoying it as well. Hopefully, maybe some of you are drinking along with us right now. As I think we've sold 7 or 8 of these. I think we've got 2 or 3 left,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, but it's a lovely little repeat, and I'm happy to have it again.
Absolutely. Look forward to being able to buy. Actually, we're not launching this one. This one's already available. So
available.
you could actually get this right now. How much is it, Brad?
It is a grand total of $145.13.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
That's very good.
Very good. Yeah.
You should get one.
A beautiful Speyside. From where exactly?
Well, that's a good question. Because it could be from one of 2 places, depending on how you choose to pronounce it. And I once got told off for pronouncing it incorrectly, and then the person that told me off got told off by someone else, and they had like a battle of where we're from in Scotland and how we pronounce this, and apparently there's no consensus.
Okay.
So it's either Tomintoul or Tomintoul.
Yeah.
And even people who are from there pronounce it differently.
I have heard it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tomintoul or Tomintoul, which is an example of a distillery that was custom built specifically for blending, that was then purchased and has since been released as a single malt. And there's quite a few of those nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
This one was purchased in the year 2000 by Angus Dundee,
Okay.
And they released the Tomintoul 10 in 2002, which has been around ever since, really.
Yeah.
And they've got a few more additions. They gave it the moniker the Gentle Dram. Which is it's a very caring, loving, gentle dram.
Makes sense.
In 2005, they released a peated variant of it called the Old Ballantrauen.
Ooh, excellent.
Which is also nice, and I'm looking forward to hopefully one day having a peated Tomintoul in the SMWS.
That would be
that
very
would be
cool.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
I really quite like the Ballantrauen. But until that day, this beautiful, vivacious, sort of sherry-echoed whiskey can be yours, and I'm a big fan.
Highly recommended. Lovely way to start it.
So now we're all warmed up. Shall we get into the main part of the tasting?
Let's get into this OutTurn, which is, of course, 6 bottles.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, because actually only 5 of them are new.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
We have another repeat, but it's a repeat that neither of us have ever had before.
That's true. Oh, I'm excited.
Which is going to be that's where the old really comes into play.
That's so cool. All right.
And we will get to that. But first, we have the new. And this is very new. This is very exciting. And I'm actually going to whip out. I also have a booklet.
Yes.
Isn't that nice? You might have noticed that the logo at the top of the booklet has changed relatively recently. The logo that you see on the bottle right here has been retired, and we now have this sort of monogrammed stamp of the very stylized SMWS with the house in the middle.
Yeah.
It caused a bit of a stir when it was revealed. A couple of local people were upset by the change, as change is often upsetting.
That's fine.
But once you embrace the change, it can be very exciting.
The nice thing is that it's been a while since they've introduced it. We haven't seen one of the new bottles yet, but eventually when we do, hopefully, people are gonna start to love it.
And like the icon aside, which by the way, Lawrence, if you're watching this, I still remember your incredible Twitter comment where you gave the new logo SMWS tasting notes, something about verdant green Brussels sprouts. It was great.
That was excellent.
The new logo aside, the new label as a designer, I'm very excited about. I think it's a fantastic step in the right direction, and you guys are about to see one.
Oh, right. Yeah, that change is happening now.
Right now.
Right
We're
now.
having the very first.
Ooh.
The very first. With the fantastically named Beer Pong. Oh, that's right. We were going to bring ping pong balls and play... well, next time.
Next time.
All right, so... Beer Pong. Classic distillery character at first with notes of lemon-scented floor wax and furniture polish, floral cleaning fluids, burlap sackcloth, dry biscuity notes, cereals, elderflower, hayloft fabric, dried apricots, throat lozenges and orange oils, Water gives us fresh paint, putty, wool, sourdough bread, toasted seeds, geraniums, lavender, old inkwells, raw cactus, and chopped mixed herbs. Pause for the pop. Nice.
Oh.
To taste, it is initially full of mint julep, cedarwood cigar boxes, lamp oil, gentle earthiness, tangerine flowers, blackcurrant, heather, honey, ginger, biscuits, and tea tree oil. After reduction, we get candy floss, treacle, sunflower oil, limestone, warm grist, 80 shilling ale, tiger balm, and lemon peel in vice beer with a wedge of polenta cake.
Wonderful.
Isn't that delightful sounding?
And
Oh, isn't that? Oh, I'm just going to look at the screen. And
that
just
looks so
bask in its
cool.
beauty.
That
Just
looks
stare at
so
the monitor.
cool.
Right? The big thing that I didn't like about the old design, let's bring the glove box
Yeah,
back so we're
yeah,
just
of
side by
course.
side. I love the use of the colour for the different tasting things, but what is with this stripe that goes literally through the words? And as soon as you get to a dark purple one,
Yeah,
or a
absolutely.
green one, goes through the words and you can't bloody read them. It was a bit of a weird design choice as a designer, and it wasn't quite modern enough to pull off some of the modern things. This is a beautiful modern redesign, I think. You've got the nice sans serif font there for the main name. The nice this is actually a slightly glossy texture as well on the new strip of color, which is in the same place for every whiskey, so they don't have to worry about overlapping stuff. Even something as small as, notice how the line now goes all the way to the edge.
Oh, that is
of
nice.
The thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? The lines go all the way to the edge. It's just, I think, a really well thought out design. I think they did really well on putting as much information on this label and making it really clear to read.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it.
Hopefully the first whiskey with this new design that we've had is as good as the design.
There's only one way to find out.
Let's go for it.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. You know, I've done that thing where I was reading from a booklet all of these things, and I've instantly forgotten all of the tasting notes I just said.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to glance back at my booklet and see what we've got. Dried apricots, that's sort of, that's the kind of realm that I was going in first on the nose.
Elderflower is actually kind of big for me at this point.
Elderflower, nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that old elderflower cordial that you can get, lemon and elderflower cordial. It smells a bit like that. I'm not sure I'm getting the furniture polish or the floor wax, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
That's okay.
I'm all right with that. I don't tend to enjoy those notes in a whiskey so much. I know there's a lot of people that can't get enough of them. I always find that interesting, the phenomenon of craving non-edible things and getting that flavour. I know some whiskies must be really good for people who have that.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends, when they were pregnant, just could not stop chewing coal. Really enjoyed chewing just chunks of coal out of the fireplace.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's apparently relatively common.
Yeah.
We don't recommend at all licking furniture polish. But
No.
if you do really like the idea of licking furniture polish, maybe go the safe route and get a bottle of this.
You know, if you also like coal, I've got some nice like Isla bottles that you could look at.
That'll work nicely. Yeah.
That'll be okay.
Nice.
Then again, if you're pregnant, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you actually,
avoid that one.
if you're pregnant, eat the coal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Oh, mint julep. That's interesting. I'm yet to get the beer or the pong. I'm not sure where the pong comes in, to be honest. Maybe a polished table.
Maybe.
Yeah, unless I'm missing something. Because, a beer pong's a very North American thing. I'm not necessarily down with all of the cultural parts of it. Maybe a cultural part of beer pong is it's always served with a wedge of polenta cake. Is that?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Yeah.
I've only played like once.
Oh, it's so much fun.
All right.
Interesting. I want to add some water to this.
I was
Oh,
way
yeah.
left.
Perfect. Perfect.
Nice. You know? It's quite delightful. We should record all of these at midday.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. They're right about like that sourdough after you add the water.
Yeah, sourdough funk, but with a thick lashing of ginger jam. Is what I'm getting. Like sweet hot ginger on bread.
Oh, wow.
Cool. That's That's a particularly neat expression, I think.
Oh. I get with this, so the final tasting of lemon peel and Weiss beer.
Mm.
So I do get a little bit of that kind of like effervescent beer taste, adding a bit of water to it. Like that could be where the pong comes from. Is that?
A pong is in like a smell.
Yeah.
Like it pongs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just a play on words.
Yeah.
They have been known to play with words in the past.
Certainly. Certainly.
Hey, they've got new words on the back of the bottle too.
Oh.
I think they're new, and I'm not sure if I read the last one.
I mean, the last one's just a little story of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The founding and life. Yeah, this one is definitely different. Every one of our intriguingly named whiskies has its own personality, and our members are united in their passion for our one-of-a-kind single malts, with an ever-changing range curated from around the globe with the world's most colourful whiskey club. Not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Please do not drink alcohol when pregnant. See? Told you.
Nice. Good work, bottle. Good work.
Nice. Yeah, that's... I like this whiskey. I think this is a solid start for the new branding.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we've got a few things just on the top part here. Cask number 85.59. Speyside is the region. Refill hogshead cask type. Aged 11 years. And one of 210 bottles at 58.3% ABV.
You're the man with the stats.
Yeah, I got it.
This is your new role on the show. You're the stats man.
Just the stats guy?
You're the stats guy, yeah.
Cool, yeah.
We'll
I'll
get
get
you
my
some
clipboard.
charts. Nice.
I'll get one of those accounting visors with like the green tint.
Perfect.
It'll match the bottles.
Yeah, we'll put like a calculator in the background for you.
So here's the problem about me and math. We don't really...
That's why you have the calculator. That does the math for you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, so where's this one from, Brett? You want to reveal?
85.59. Why, that would be a cask from Glen Elgin. Yes. Do you have any trivia for it?
I do.
Ooh.
Am I just a trivia guy this week?
Why not?
Alrighty. So, here's some information about Glen Elgin for you. This distillery started production in 1990, but actually had to close after just 5 months.
Oof.
It's pretty rough. It was sold at auction in 1901 for £4,000.
That seems very affordable.
Yeah. If we had a time machine and £4,000, it's...
Yeah.
I'd like to think if we could afford a time machine, we could probably afford £4,000.
Hopefully.
It suddenly became very popular in the 1960s when blenders sought out its fruity, complex, and absolutely sulfur-free spirit. It prides itself in being sulfur-free by having extremely long fermentation times, apparently. Cool. Somehow helps. And that boom in popularity saw the stills triple from 2 to 6, and the output apparently go up 5-fold.
Wow, wait.
So
the stills tripled and the output went up 5-fold.
Well, I guess they weren't using the 2 stills they had at their full capacity.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was going to say that seems just about right, because, me and math don't really...
That's true. Yes. Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Beautiful. 85.59, the first new release for the 106th SMWS Canada OutTurn.
Awesome.
And it's about this time I should also welcome all of our members who are not based in Victoria, anyone checking us out from Vancouver, Calgary, or Edmonton, or anywhere else across the country. I only mention those 4 places because they're the only 4 places you can actually purchase these bottles. Our partners, of course, are Legacy in Vancouver, Keg and Cork in Edmonton, and Kensington Wine Market in Calgary. So hi guys, thanks for checking us out. Good to see you as always. And a special welcome to Rob and Kelly, who are joining us. I believe they're still on vacation. I'm not sure.
I think so.
I think. I mean, if not, hopefully they're at least putting their feet up and having a night off, and not putting in too much work whilst joining us on the live chat of this little YouTube show.
I hope it was a very relaxing time.
I hope so, and hopefully they've got a nice dram in hand as well.
Perfect.
Let's move on to the second new release. This is the third whiskey of the evening, whiskey number 3. Ooh, all right. You want to clear that bottle? Let's make way for the new one. This is Down the Old Wax Mines.
All right, I will happily go through the tasting notes on this one.
Beautiful.
A textbook's aroma... let's restart that.
All right, I'll rewind.
A textbook aroma for this distillery, and deeply satisfying. A plethora of sweet waxes, carbon paper, smoked canvas, toasty cereals, salty butter, chives, chopped parsley, lemongrass, aged ointments, buttercream, and sandalwood. Water brings out lemon cheesecake richness, damp oils, sooty waxes, dusty malt bards, hot wort, haylofts, beach pebbles, and fabric softener.
Pause for the pop. Nice.
Very good. The mouth is full of toasty pine cones and Restina wine. Then gauze and embrocations, fir liqueur, herbal extracts, various teas, and cherry blossom. With water, it moves towards old sweet wines, spicy bourbon cocktails, milk chocolate, and light chili heat. Down the old wax mines. Oh, love it.
I believe you're supposed to say that in a Yorkshire accent.
I'll...
Well, I get you sent a bottle of this and get you sent down old wax mines.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Get to work. Pick up your spade. Make sure you have some water with you.
I mean, I'll call this a spade, and I got
Perfect.
water. It's fine.
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
I don't know where the wax mines are, though. They're probably not in Yorkshire.
No.
A little quiet on the nose compared to the last guy. There's something of a waxiness, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand where they're getting like the carbon smoked canvas toasty cereals. Like it definitely does have a cooked style odor to it.
So, I dribbled.
Yep.
I dribbled. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
But here's the perfect example. You probably can see on the camera, like the purple stripe there.
Yeah.
You can hardly read what's underneath it.
Yeah.
Poor design choice, guys. I'm glad you fixed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this is a beautiful looking bottle. Do you want to do the stats?
Oh,
Would
absolutely.
you like to read from the book or the bottle? You've got a choice.
Ooh, I'm going to go from the book because
All right.
it's all so
it's
nicely
all right
laid
there.
out.
Okay.
Cask number 77.57, a Highland. Cask they used was a refill hogshead, aged for 9 years. The OutTurn, one of 263 bottles, and the ABV is 59.1%.
Very nice.
Oh,
Yeah, it's dipped below 60, which is
yeah.
pretty impressive for a 9-year-old. It must have, maybe they had a lower casking strength here. Possibly not. It's probably just a climate issue.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, that's quite nice. Cheesecake. I like the cheesecake note. That's kind of a good indicator of where this is on the nose for me, actually. Cheesecake.
Definitely very herbal.
Very herbal. Yeah. It's a waxy herbal bomb.
I like it.
It's very farmer's markety. It feels rustic, and for some reason it feels like it should be served in a mason jar. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Not in a like moonshine way, but in like a farmer's market barn kind of a way. Just so you know, not calling this moonshine.
Oh,
There's a car alarm going off. How exciting! I hope it's not mine.
I didn't drive today.
If it's mine, it's coming from a long way away. I think we're safe. We're good. It's gone. Oh, it's gone a little bit cloudy. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Non-chill filtered, as always. I'll try a little dash of water with this one. So this is no ordinary dram.
I see what you did there.
Because 77.57, ladies and gentlemen. 77 is Glen Ord. Released under the Singleton brand in the Asian market, this malt is rarely seen in North America. Although we did see one relatively recently, and we still have one actually. That was the Drams for Fams charity bottling this year, which we still have available. So if you'd like to do a side-by-side of two Glen Ords, pick one of these up and pick up the Drams for Fams one too, and help us support the local food banks. Typically, this is a grassy malt, and one interesting thing that passes most people by, and I always forget when I'm tasting it to try and look for it, it's lightly peated. The malt itself, they use lightly peated malt.
Really?
But the method of distillation means that it doesn't really come through that much in the spirit, but you are left with a somewhat of a earthy, slightly smoky character often.
I guess that makes sense as to why I kind of like you found those like carbon paper and smoky notes on the nose too. That's very interesting.
Singed baking sheet. You know, when you don't tuck it under itself and it's like loose in the oven and it's the corners all like slightly burned.
Yeah. I always find burning that parchment or wax paper definitely does kind of give you a little more flavor in the oven. But oh yeah, that's definitely there. Now I'm getting those big waxy notes after adding a bit of water.
Yeah. The wax floats to the top of the water, which it does in real life too.
Indeed.
Of course.
Indeed.
Floating candles are a thing. That was my favourite thing in science class when I was in high school. You ever done the candle bomb?
No.
We don't recommend this at home. We don't want to get blacklisted from YouTube. But just so you know, you can do something really cool with, if you take a candle and you boil it to melt the wax and make it really hot, you can then set that wax on fire and it burns just like a big candle, basically.
Huh.
Because it's just the wax fumes that you're setting on fire in a candle, right?
Yeah.
And if you pour that into a bowl of water, it makes a fireball.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I don't think I'm ever going to try that at home.
No, don't do it at home. If you do it anywhere, it should be in a very open field and test the wind direction first.
Yes.
Yeah. We generally don't recommend doing it, but I'm sure there's another YouTube video somewhere where you can watch someone else doing it.
Perfect. Perfect. This is a beautiful drink.
That's very nice. So, I'm guessing this is neither new nor old. This is kind of current.
I mean, it's aged 9 years. It says right on the bottom.
Thematically here.
Yeah, of course.
Stick with me, Brett. Yeah, I mean, it's the current branding. It's not a particularly, it's not a new distillery. It's a relatively well-known one. So I think this is representing the current in our new and old.
That makes sense. Perfect.
But it's not. We're not going to stick with that. We're going to move swiftly into the realm of old once again.
Oh, our repeat.
Our the repeat, not our repeat.
No,
because I believe this was released. Oh, actually, I'm going to do some quick math. I'm going to peek at the bottle here because this is. I think this was released at the Strath in 2014.
Whoa.
Which is long before my time, long before your time. I believe that was back in the days when Colin was running these tastings. So for those of you who were here in the Colin era, you might have had this one before. But for the vast majority of you, you probably haven't. And this is most likely your last chance of ever getting one of these bottles. Because, frankly, it got lost in the back of a warehouse because somehow someone in the warehouse broke a bottle. So it was a case of 5 for a long time and no one really knew what to do with it. But we pulled it, damn it. We got this special, very old repeat. I believe only available at the Strath. So sorry to other guys, we pinched this one. But it's a very exciting one and very thematic for the month too, as we'll get into. But this is the Artist Studio. And hey, look, remember these bottles?
It's an old bottle.
Yeah. So yeah, the Artist Studio. I guess it's my turn to read.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. The panel had a collective memory of an artist studio with aromas of wooden easels, paintbrushes, linseed, and canvas. Our painter had arranged white lilies on a pewter jug. Or in a pewter jug, rather. Not just, put a lily on a jug, sure. While he contemplated his subject, he enjoyed a slice of toffee sponge cake and a cup of sweetened espresso. To taste, they found figs, dates, and fresh almonds, then chocolate brownie and coffee cake. Water released runny caramel, golden syrup, and advent calendar chocolate.
Ooh.
Oh yes, pause for the pop. Nice.
Still good.
The texture was deliciously coating and salivating, and one panel member was reminded of licking the bowl after baking. A hint of mint completed the masterpiece, like an after mint at the end. That's very nice.
Oh, very nice.
Or a waffle thin mint at the end of a meal. Oh, this is a fun one. This is such a fun one.
I'll let you do the nice swivel because I've done a fairly decent job of keeping it away from the camera.
Well, how about before we do the swivel and reveal what it is, how about we talk about that year?
Oh, yeah, that's very interesting.
Because this, it was bottled a little while ago, right? Obviously, if we had it, I think, in 2014. This is from the 3rd of December, 1986.
Yeah.
That's older than me. Aren't you an 86er?
No, I'm an 85.
85.
Yeah, close.
Damn. Oh well. You could have got this whiskey for your second Christmas present though.
Oh, that would have been
nice. That would have been a very nice whiskey.
That would have been beautiful.
I mean, I don't know what you would have done with it.
I'm sure my dad would have drank it, knowing.
I'll probably just give you the bottle to suck on afterwards.
Yeah, that's about right.
So, It was bottled at 27 years old, one of 201 bottles. I'm doing the stats as well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, please, that's fine.
It's from an ex-bourbon refill hogshead, bottled at 47.2%, so a nice reduction on the ABV there. I mean, at 27 years old, you kind of expect something around
Makes
that.
sense.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is 1.179. That's right.
A 1.
It's a 1. A 1. The one that shall not be named. The one and only. The one that...
have never had an SMWS 1.
Really?
Never once.
Wow, it's been a long time since we've had one. That's true. I mean, the last one we had was while Emily was co-hosting, so you narrowly missed out on that one. And I think we've only had one more before that, which was weirdly slightly smoky.
Interesting.
Which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's been it's few and far between that we get ones here at the SMWS. Of course, being code 1, that means that this was the first distillery that Pip Hill's Club ever bought a cask of, which is quite cool, pretty unique. We're not really allowed to say where it's from, though, because the owners get very mad at us, and especially as we have a Strath exclusive cask strength 12-year-old coming later this year. We shouldn't really say who it is.
No,
I mean, we can say that it rhymes with Fenglarkless.
Fenglarkless is a
great rhyme. It's a good Scrabble word, too.
Perfect.
We can probably tell you that the Grants actually had a family farm called Blair Findey.
I think I've heard this trivia before.
It's almost like we might have had an SMWS number 1 in the Blackadder Snake Pit just 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no, that couldn't...
No,
we were talking about the Grants buying another farm called Glenfarclas.
Yes. That has nothing to do with Blair Findey, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, no. Oh, right.
Yes. No. So it rhymes with Fenglarkless.
Yep.
It's got something to do with the Grants who own Glenfarclas.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably putting the puzzle pieces together, and if not, then God help you.
Distillery 1.
Distillery 1. A very special release. And so thank you, Robin Kelly, for forgetting about this one for so long, I guess. I'm not sure if this is an on purpose or a happy accident, but we're honoured to be the recipient of this final parcel.
Yes.
And I think releasing it alongside the first ever new bottle is... actually, let's put them side by side.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see the evolution, because this is actually the second branding. I've never actually seen one of the first ones in person.
Oh, wow, okay.
Although I do have a vial, maybe, of something that came in an original bottle.
Oh,
maybe
very
we'll
cool.
taste together on camera soon.
Yes, excellent.
But yeah, as you can see, quite the difference. I think as much as I loved these bottles back in the day, I know that I'm going to grow to love these ones even more.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. The whiskey is, always of a fantastic quality. As good as this one smells, you always hear people saying how good whiskey was in the past and how good everything was in the past, as if it's almost as if humans are given rose-colored glasses for, nostalgia.
No, they're just regular color.
They're slightly pink.
Oh,
that
no.
must be your skin, actually. I mean, there's something to that. We'll always look fondly at things that we enjoyed in the past, and we often have a hard time thinking that modern things stand up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, they do. The SMWS, I've heard a bunch of people say, the SMWS isn't what it used to be. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. If anything, it's gotten more creative and, better in many, many ways.
Yeah.
It's got less restrictions. It's doing really cool and interesting things. And when it does whip out the old style things, when we do get like a 27-year-old Space Side,
Mm-hmm.
It's still of this kind of quality.
Absolutely.
This is entirely based off the nose. I'm assuming it's fantastic quality on the palate. Let's find out.
Oh.
But yeah, we've had some fantastic Glenmoray's, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Powdery.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes slightly powdery. Slightly weird way.
That's...
That must be the floral thing that's going on here. The lilies in the pewter jug. Nice. Figs. Yeah, I get the figs and caramel.
Yeah.
Not sure about the hint of mint, but...
I get the sweetened espresso.
Yeah, the coffee
Yeah.
is a thing. There's definitely coffee. And it's not at all to do with the fact that I've still got the coffee over there.
Oh, yeah, no, mine's over there.
Thanks to Blends, by the way, for supporting the Strath team. We are currently fueled by Blends coffee.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, that is very good, though. Yeah, that is particularly excellent.
All right. I'm going to add a bit of water.
I'm afraid to add water, but I should for science. I'm going to drink a little more before I add water, though.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is old. That is a
smooth,
smooth whiskey. Yeah, I mean, the S word sort of grates on me a little bit because it's very much overused. But yeah, this. I mean, basically, of course it is. It's 47.2 at cask strength. It's going to be full flavored, but also no burn, and that's exactly what's going on in this whiskey.
Wow.
High volume, no distortion.
You should absolutely add some water to this.
Yeah. All right.
That.
I mean, hey, that's good news, because if you add water to a whiskey, it just makes more volume in the end, so we're just making more whiskey. It means that when, like, this, it turns this 750ml bottle into, like, an 850ml bottle.
Perfect.
Math. Holy, deeper, darker coffee. Yeah, much more coffee. Wow. That's rich.
It's like
the
that
coffee
sweeter coffee can just makes it like syrupy.
It's like
delicious.
Turkish coffee.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. Add water. If you buy one of these, don't be afraid to add some water. That's delightful. That is quite delightful.
Oh.
And it's so nice to see one of these for one last time before it's laid to rest. I mean, I still have a couple in my collection at home, but like, I don't think we're ever going to see another one of these on the shelves here. I doubt it.
I'm surprised. Like, when I saw this came in, I sent you a text message right away. I didn't believe it when I saw it.
Yeah, and the amount of dust on these is quite incredible. Fine British Columbian dust.
Yes, only the finest. You see.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool. Should we move on to the next?
Let's move on to the next.
Oh, I almost don't want to.
It's lovely.
But then I remember what the next one is, and I do.
Hang on, let me just turn the page in my book here. And
So this is basically a follow-up to one of my favorites of, I think, 2018, maybe 2019. No, I think it must have been 2018, and I can't quite remember the name, but I think it was Star Wars themed. It was something about the dark side of something.
Oh, interesting.
Dark side of the Oloroso or something along those lines.
Yeah, what was it?
I can't remember. I bought a bottle, but then we had one member so upset that he didn't manage to get a bottle that I returned my bottle so that they could buy it.
Oh.
I know. I feel still slightly regretful, to be honest. But, he was a good guy.
That's
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this because of how much I enjoyed the last one that we had that was like this.
No secret this time. Also, sherry.
Oh, and I'm sure we'll see that as I pour it. Alrighty. I'm gonna reveal it in a second. But Brett, what can you tell us?
The nose had muscle-toned sherry robustness, prune juice, cinder toffee, treacle tart, dried figs, raisins, and sweet wine, and molasses cake from Madeira. The penetrating palate offered treacle toffee, licorice, all sorts, and Eccles cakes.
Oh, I love licorice, all sorts.
Tar, cassis, intense mocha, and hints of mushroom risotto umami.
All right, should we pause for the pop?
Absolutely.
Oh. All right.
I'm going to pause for the pop and also this first pour, too.
Oh, yeah, let's see what the color's like today.
Oh my. Okay. Water emphasized fruit on the nose, roasted peach with brown sugar, dried apricot, and flambéed banana, also toasted coconut, nut brittle, and sea salt and caramel dark chocolate, with woody nutmeg and cinnamon spice haunting the finish. The palate, now sweet and chewy, had a coconut and chocolate macaroon bar, with balancing espresso, prune, and mature oak lending heft and punch. This sounds amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is muscle-toned heft and punch.
I almost just want to take this bottle and hide it and say we never actually cut any and just
we can
blame it all.
We can just remove this part of the footage.
We can cut this.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
No, we shouldn't do that.
We
should let other people try it.
We should share this.
Yeah. This is cool. So 28 is a distillery that we very, very rarely see. I think I've seen once. I think the one that I fell in love with last time is the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of other times, but I don't quite remember. But yeah, this is first fill Oloroso sherry cask for its entire maturation of 11 years.
11 years. The 20th of May, 2008. 609 bottles makes this a sherry butt.
It is definitely a butt.
Yes.
I do like big butts.
You cannot lie.
I can and I will.
ABV of 59.6%. Another one that just drops below that 60.
Yeah, nice.
That's lovely.
And yeah, 11 years old, dropping below 60 is probably going to tame it quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it smells just sherry warhead.
Yeah.
On the nose. That's a strong sherry. And Tullibardine is a distillery. I just revealed this is Tullibardine apparently. Tullibardine is a distillery that particularly works well with sherry. It's one of those distilleries where when it was reopened again after it closed for a while, they took a look at all of their old stocks and saw their entire old rubbish casks, much the same as Bruichladdich did, and recast everything into much better, higher quality casks. And since then, they've really paid attention to their casking program. And when they do sherry, they don't go light. And the spirit holds up to it really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm mesmerized by this color.
I know, right? Well, whilst you're hypnotized slightly, I may as well now have revealed it, go into some trivia about Tullibardine, because despite me just telling you a little bit about Tullibardine, that wasn't my pre-prepared trivia. So this is another distillery that had a false start. Tullibardine opened in 1798, although not the same distillery as we know today, but a distillery called Tullibardine opened in 1798 that closed after only a year. Tried again in 1814, this time managing to last 23 years before closing. Distillery as we know it today started in 1949.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm, apart from it kept going strong until 1994, where it closed again, and then reopened again in 2003.
Oh, okay. Well,
so fourth time's the charm.
Fourth time's the charm.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, I love Tullibardine. Some of their older bottlings that you can get, the custodian or custodians, maybe? Something with a custard at the beginning. The custard whiskies.
The custard whiskies.
We've had a couple come through the store of the super old ones that have gone to special buyers. I managed to try one a long time ago. I want to say it's Spirit of Toronto. Maybe it was at Cavalry. I'm not sure. A whiskey festival somewhere in Canada. And it is really, really good. Like, I think I had the 77. Like, the old Tullibardines were really quite impressive. And for older whiskies, it's really good value as well.
Nice.
And then the younger stuff that they're coming out with these days, we should really get more on the shelf, because we only have two Tullibardines right now, the 20 and the Murray, I think.
Yes.
And they've got like a range of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So we should really bring in some more, but they're all really quite good. The 20 is, again, really, really good value for money for a 20-year-old. And the Murray is just an excellent cask strength addition. I always recommend it to people who are looking for something as a change from, Glenfarclas 105 or Abelard Abinard or, that kind of series. But when you get a single cask sherry cask Tullibardine from the SMWS, that is a very special occasion, and I am going to dive into this.
I didn't wait, and I'm so glad I didn't. Oh my. That is beautiful.
I might just buy one of these just because I bought one and gave it back last time.
Yeah. Honestly.
Eccles cake. Was that this one? Because it tastes like an Eccles cake.
This is Eccles cake.
Yeah. Which is a thick raisin, almost like a mince pie, but in a flaky pastry, with sugary flaky pastry. Oh. Yeah, that is orange peel. That is raisins.
Cassis is there.
Cassis, and brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, I'd almost go as far as to say someone got a little too experimental and actually did a blend of whiskey and Armagnac and put it in a sherry cask.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Because it has that kind of brandy thing going into it.
That kind of richness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's the risotto umami mushroom risotto umami texture. That's like, it's definitely, I'm going to use this in the best possible way. It's definitely cloying, but so nicely.
It demands your attention.
It's so good.
I knew that Brett was just talking. I have no idea what he was saying because I had whiskey in my mouth. I'm sorry, Brett.
No, that's fair.
Something about mushrooms.
Yeah.
This is like one of those toddlers that just discovered something new and exciting, like a train set or something, and just wants to tell you about it all day. This whiskey is just so excited to be alive. It just enters your mouth and just takes over your sensories.
It grabs you by the tongue.
Yeah, and will not let go. Oh. I'm going in.
So, Adam, I don't know if you knew this about me. I love sherry whiskey.
I do know that. Yeah.
This, I think, is the best one I've had.
Really?
In a very long time.
All right. That's strong words, because you've had some pretty strong favorites.
I've had some very big... This is just...
Because I remember one of the sherried whiskies that I first introduced you to that you really fell in love with was that Glenglassaugh PX cask.
Yes. And...
Yeah,
that is beautiful.
It's pretty beautiful. But yeah, this is a step up.
Yeah, that's like that Glenglassaugh is beautiful. I still have just the faintest bit of a heel at my house, and I have to finish it. I know I have to finish it, but oh man.
Like, this is a very different sherry whiskey to like older sherry whiskeys. And like, you do have to draw that, like, comparing this to say that Blackadder that we had 2 weeks ago.
Oh yes,
the Fenglarfless, the Black Hindi that was 26 years old, full sherry maturation.
Yep.
Very, very, very different.
Very different.
And we had another sherry cask one there that was a finish.
Yep.
This is different again in the fact that it's on the younger side, being 11, is it?
11.
Yeah, and full sherry Oloroso maturation.
Mm-hmm.
First fill, full maturation. It's a thing of absolute beauty and such a rarity these days that I thank you, SMWS, for bringing another one of these amazing Tullibardines back to our shelves, because, gives me another chance. And gives a lot of you guys another chance as well, because this will be going on sale at the end of this video. Pick it up while you can, because I can't imagine this one's going to stick around for too long.
I highly doubt it.
Looking at the price, that's not going to be here long. Cool. All right, so...
I'll be surprised if I don't deliver all of these tomorrow, being the Saturday.
Oh, Saturday? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Brett is the delivery driver on Saturdays, so he'll be seeing a lot of you in a few hours. Yeah.
I'll look better than I do now.
And he does take bribes.
Oh, absolutely.
In the form of baked goods, right?
Yes. Yeah. They're delivery tips. It's not bribe.
Gotcha. It's a tip.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
if anyone wants to make an Eccles cake.
Ooh, yeah, that'll work.
That's a good challenge.
All right, I'm putting this down for the pure pleasure that I'm going to go back for it later.
Dear Lord above. All right, so it's time for the last whiskey of the evening.
No, we have 2 bottles left.
Aha, last whiskey of the evening.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this is a particularly special and interesting one, which I didn't know was coming. I knew we had something from this distillery coming, and I know we've got another one, because this is not the one that I knew was coming.
I know the one that you know is coming.
Yeah, because you got it.
I do.
Yeah. And this is not that.
I know.
Which is also cool. This is a special 35th anniversary bottling, which should have been released 2 years ago, I guess. And I did some digging and found that this was not released in the major region. So this was not released in most of Europe. I think the only European places that got it was the Scandinavian regions.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't released in America either. I believe, going to be the last place to get it, it seems like. But the only other shops, SMWS regions that seem to have got this outside of Scandinavia were Australia and Japan. They're the only ones I could find.
I'm looking at the OutTurn amount, and it's 226 bottles. Like, that's fairly common. I don't understand why it would be...
Well, I think they just wanted to make sure that something of this magnitude reached the outer rim.
That is true.
To steal a phrase from Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm positive that... I'm actually absolutely positive. I think I remember one that the SMWS released at least another one from this distillery for its 35th anniversary range. And that would have been released in the UK and probably sold out instantly. This is one that You're going to guess the region right away because it's called Nostalgia-lay.
Highlands.
It's a Hamilton, damn it. No. Nostalgia-lay. Oh, all right.
All right. Would you like to do the tasting notes?
I would. That means that you get to do the pop.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Nostalgia-lay. A spellbinding and classical nose of lime juice, passion fruit sours, cherry halls, menthol, eucalyptus resin, cinnamon balls, aniseed bark, and an antique writing desk complete with inkwell. There's been a few inkwells this tasting.
Yeah.
There's something else at an inkwell. It's interesting. Water adds layers of complexity with notes of coal dust, copper coins, sourdough starter, lemon rind, spearmint, smouldering herbs and a barbecue, and face-in kiln-style peat smoke. Which is good because I've already decided what photo is being shown for this distillery, and there's a kiln and a face involved.
Oh, perfect.
With a mezcal-esque briny twist in the middle. Pause
And?
for the pop. Nice. The delivery in the mouth is undulating and exquisite. Tropical fruit chutney with coal tar soap, peat embers, blue cheese, salted cod, key lime pie, and smoked grains. With reduction, lapsang souchong tea, clove rock, barley sugar, cured meat, pickled damsons, and charred sugarcane. Quite a ride.
Absolutely.
Huh. I've never had a pickled damson. I've had pickled plums. I guess that's probably relatively similar. All right.
I'll do some stats.
Do the stats before the rotate.
Yes, absolutely. This is a refill hogsheaded.
Sorry, that was probably a really weird sound.
This is from Iowa.
Yes.
I was surprised as anybody.
So I think I just had the same reaction my old pet cat had when he accidentally licked a salt and vinegar chip.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Don't go in too deep. She's potent.
All right. ABV of 60%, and of course distilled on November 11th, 1998, making this 19 years aged. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bottle number 252 from SMWS distillery code number 29.
Which is particularly cool because we just had a 28.
Yeah.
I would have got a 30 next, man.
Oh.
What is
Hang
that?
on.
Glenrothes, isn't it?
It is not a 30.
No, it's not 30.
Yeah.
It's not even a whiskey.
Yeah.
We established this. So, being on the older side of releases from this distillery, we weren't quite sure how Lefroigian this was going to be. It's pretty Lefroigian.
That's very Lefroigian.
Oh man. This is around the same peat levels, for those of you who remember it, as the 15, which is a whiskey that I'm just rediscovering thanks to an anonymous donor. If you'd like to do a joint review of the Lefroy 15 from the 1990s with me soon, we'll do that on video. And this reminds me, well, actually goes really well with the trivia I got prepared too. Reminds me an awful lot of it in the power of the peat.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is single cask and cask strength and a few years older, but it's that kind of peat level if you're looking for a barometer there. Salted limes, very much a sweet scallop thing for the briny seafood notes.
Oh, yes. Oh. All right, what else?
Maybe there's a close-up of the robot. I'm very impressed by the artwork of this stuff. I think that's pretty cool. There's this SMWS on his little thing he's carrying, which looks to be like some kind of robotic cask, actually, looking at it.
All right, going in a lot deeper now than I expected to, is you definitely do get a bit of that eucalyptus kind of on the nose. It gives you that little tingle.
So what you're saying is it's got lapsang souchong and eucalyptus, so it's koala tea whiskey.
Wait, no, I can't leave. There's whiskey.
That's something you don't drink every day.
Oh, wow. Oh, there it is.
That's good.
That's
good. So, back in the days when we used to get, when that Fen Glarklus was first released, apparently there was an absolute crap ton of Lefroigs in the SMWS, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's another Lefroig."
If only.
God, time machine, man. I hope a lot of you who were around in those days saved them because they're such a rarity now. Like 2 a year, maybe.
Yeah.
In a good year. I think it's probably been a year when we only had one. They're hard to get. They're not really selling to independent bottlers anywhere near as much as they used to. Because, they're, I believe, the 7th or 8th best-selling single malt in the world.
Yeah.
Despite being rather divisive.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it. You can't deny the quality and the power that is Lefroy.
This is also, like, for me, a almost quintessential Lefroy.
Mm.
Because everything hits you, like all the flavor notes and stuff, right at the front. And then it slowly burns away to that perfect peat.
Mm.
And then it just kind of fades. And you're left with just that little bit.
I'm not sure we've had a Lefroy with such the quintessential distillery characteristic as this from the SMWS. Not in recent memory. Like we've had some incredible Lefroys, don't get me wrong, like the Dutch dentist dram.
Oh yeah.
Like we've had some mind-blowingly good Lefroys, but all of them have been, Lefroy by like origin, but not necessarily straight up Lefroy by flavor profile. Like you could probably guess it was Lefroy, but it was on fringes. This is just Lefroy definitely could have and would have bottled this.
Yeah, if there was more than 226 bottles available, I'm sure they would have.
Yeah, well, they could have just not sold the cask with the SMWS.
That's
fools.
Haha.
Why did they do that? I'm glad they did.
I'm so glad they did. This is astoundingly good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if it wasn't, it was probably going to end up in like their 25-year-old or something, which is just mind-bogglingly expensive now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not even cask strength, a single cask.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a neat treat. It's definitely, I mean, the name Nostalgia Lay.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, it reminds me of the old 15, which is unavailable now. It's definitely reminds me of Lefroy of old, which is perfect name. Speaking of Lefroy, you're probably quite familiar with it. This is my official trivia now.
Oh.
After all, it is consistently one of the best-selling Islers, the best-selling Isla single malt, and the only peated malt in the top 10. As I mentioned, it's usually 7th or 8th in the top 10 best-selling malts globally, which includes blended malts, by the way, because Monkey Shoulder is now in the top 10.
Good for Monkey Shoulder. Yeah.
Although I think most of the top 10 should be bumped top 1 because they also, in that list of top 10, include Singleton, which is, of course, 3 different distilleries.
Yeah.
I think that's unfair, which technically means that Glenord
Glenord, sorry.
is up there.
Good work.
Yeah. Hold on, Glenord. Kind of weird. But yeah, as you can see from the image, which is currently on screen, they do some in-house malting still, around 20%. You might also recognize that the chap with the shovel is actually Prince Charles, who is such a fan of this whiskey that it's been granted his royal warrant.
Really?
Yeah. Not on this bottle, of course.
No.
But on the official bottling, you'll see it at the top there.
Yeah.
Lefroy 15 is apparently his favorite whiskey of all time. That's because he hasn't tried Nostalgia Lay.
Yeah, probably.
If anyone fancies a publicity stunt, they should buy a bottle of this and mail it to Prince Charles. Or just drink it.
Yeah, I would just drink it.
Just drink it.
I would just drink it.
But yeah, stunning, beautiful Lefroy. There's most likely already 12 people who are thinking, I'm buying that, so it's probably already sold out. Just so you know, for ones that we have a limited amount of, so for this one, also for the Fenglartless, we're doing the same thing as we did with the Cavalan, where you can actually purchase a ticket for $0. So you won't get to purchase the bottle tonight. What you'll do is you'll go into a draw for the honor of buying a bottle because we have such limited amounts.
Yeah.
So the link that we'll put up will actually give you a link to a $0 ticket, which you can purchase for $0. And then the day after the tasting, we'll be doing a draw and letting those who are the winners of the draw know and give them a real link where they can actually purchase the bottle.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the plan. That's how we're going to do rare ones going forward, as we're still in the YouTube era of SMWS tastings.
The nice thing is we've come up with this plan during the video this time.
I know, right? Rather than 2 minutes before the OutTurn.
Yeah.
Which, it worked.
It did.
Just. Actually, speaking of the YouTube era of SMWS tastings, a bit of an update for you guys. I may have got some of you excited with the idea of some in-person tastings again sooner rather than later. I did mention maybe September. That is definitely not going to happen now with the new health bill. The room that we usually use is not currently suitable, but we are working to make it suitable, and hopefully later in the fall, or at the very least early winter, we will have some socially distanced, very small in-person SMWS tastings available here at
I
Strath.
would be thrilled to happen again. Not that I don't enjoy having whiskey with only you, Adam, but
It is, I mean, this is still going to happen.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're still going to do the videos because there's going to be a bunch of people who are self-isolating or at risk, and we don't want to exclude those people from the club. I think that would be rude and wrong.
Yeah.
I'd rather just do the videos and not do the in-person tastings if we could only do one.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I don't want to exclude anyone.
Yeah.
So when we do move to doing in-person ones, we're going to keep doing these videos as well, which also means that we get to drink the whiskies before the OutTurn and have an actual opinion of them before we present them.
Oh, that's actually really exciting.
Something we've been wanting to do for years.
Yeah.
And never really figured out how.
Huh. All we needed was a pandemic.
All we needed was the whole world to change.
Ooh.
Well, something good's going to come out of it.
Yeah, at least. Oh, okay.
All right. Thanks, Lefroy. So what can possibly follow a Scotch Malt Whisky Society Lefroy? Well...
That's not a whiskey.
And it's not a whiskey. So we've had a few single cask spirits from the SMWS in recent times. We've had some rums, we've had some Armagnacs, we've had some cognacs. And there's one more non-whiskey that we've... Well, look, aside from, like, single cask spirits, I guess. There's one more... single cask and like whiskey spirits, I mean.
Pardon
No,
me.
I don't think we've ever had an under 3-year-old SMWS, have we? We've never had this is not actually a whiskey, but we're releasing it anyway whiskey from the society. Anyway, this is not one of those.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is this is one that we've had once here at the SMWS in Canada, and it appeared at the special spirits-only tasting that we did 3 years ago, where we had, I believe, two Armagnacs, a cognac, a old grain whiskey, a rum, and
a gin.
A gin.
Ooh.
SMWS gin, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially summer. Summer is the season of the gin. Gin is in, if you've not heard.
Oh.
Gin is officially in. Brett, what can you tell us about this gin? Let us know what we're in for.
Oily citrus notes combined with pine wood and pink peppercorns alongside eucalyptus on a bed of juniper and peppermint. Wow. Fresh oranges followed on the palate with drying notes of grapefruit, allspice, and tree resin. A dash of water-released roses and lavender with the soft fruits of blueberries and wild strawberries as incense wafted over Earl Grey tea. The palate now excluded fresh herbs and aniseed with delightfully oily textures. Pause for the pause. Apple and pears join mandarins and fruit jelly sweets to provide a juicy character that dried on the finish to crushed peppercorns and menthol. This is peppermint or peppercorns, and frankly, the perfect question and one that I would love to answer.
Why not both?
Oh, love it.
I've never fully appreciated how beautiful it is to have a gin with a cork. You never usually get a pop with a gin, right? It's usually a...
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's take a look at the colour, because it's probably clear. Hey, look, it's a gin.
Oh, look, it's a gin.
So it is single cask, which means it has been in a barrel for a short amount of time, but obviously not too long, because it is very, very clear still.
I'll give you the distillation date. The 19th of September, 2018.
Relatively recent.
Age, 0 years.
0 years! That's not even a whiskey!
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's a gin.
It's a gin. And this gin is GN, as is the code, which, for some reason, in my mind, I thought the gin code was actually GIN, because why not throw the extra letter in there and make it super clear that it's not a grain, because GN can still mean grain. But apparently it's just GN, so my apologies to whoever I was arguing with that about. Jay Prost. Sorry, Jay. You were right. I was wrong. I will own that. This is GN 1.5.
1 point. Okay, nice. Very nice.
The 5th release from the first gin distillery that they released from.
Very good.
And a gin distillery which makes a lot of sense for them to release from. And I will reveal that distillery shortly, but let's give this the old nose and tongue.
Is that...
That doesn't sound right.
As long as you're not doing them at the same time, it's probably fine.
Yeah, okay.
That is definitely a gin.
It's,
oh, wow, is that
it's
nice?
certainly a gin. There's a little licorice on the nose.
Yep.
What's the ABV on this?
50.9%.
Nice. It's nice having a good, strong gin for cocktails.
Yeah.
Not that this necessarily needs other ingredients, to be honest.
OutTurn of 267 bottles. from a second fill barrel. Now, I wonder what barrel.
A wooden one.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably ex-bourbon.
Yeah.
Could be like ex-beer, could be ex many things. But it's second fill, so it probably had whiskey in it before.
Yeah.
It's probably bourbon and then a single malt that the SMWS poured and then kept the barrel and stuck some gin in.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense because the SMWS wouldn't have barreled this. Maybe they did. Sure, the distillery probably did though.
I would assume the distillery.
Yeah. So it's probably not an ex-SMWS barrel. Maybe it was. Who knows? I don't have all the answers. I actually don't have most of the answers really. But it smells like a good gin.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on gin by any means. If you want to find out how much of an expert I am not on gin, check out my my entire episode where I drink a lot of gin all from the island and get quite drunk. Yeah.
The best part is the reaction to that video the morning after it was released. A lot of our regular customers were coming in, and SMWS members were coming in and going, "How's Adam feeling?" And I was like, "Oh, he filmed that at least a few days ago, but he's still a little rough." So
yeah, yeah. As soon as you start mixing tonic into it, you just drink far too much by accident.
We should have brought some little thing of tonic up here.
I don't think that this is necessary.
Oh, that's fair.
For this gin. I mean, we could. I mean, we can try a GNC with that later if you want.
Yeah.
It's more of an after 3 thing, a GNC.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's not even...
It's 3 minutes past 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which means we've actually succeeded in having an OutTurn video of less than an hour and a half. Because unless it takes us 20 minutes to reveal this gin, I think we're in the clear.
Oh my god, I think we did it.
Wow.
Let's not go on tangents.
All right, so this gin, I'm going to taste it before I reveal what it is. Oh, cardamom. Big cardamom in there.
Yep.
A little chili, actually.
Yeah, kind of.
Like tiny
spice
chili.
Oh, there's the peppercorns.
Nice. But where's the peppermint?
It's got a bit of like a... I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Don't think toothpaste or chewing gum. Think peppermint patty.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which honestly, for a tasting note for a gin, is probably the better thing to think about anyway. It tastes like chewing gum. No. If chewing gum tasted like gin, that's a market. Adult chewing gum. Gin-flavored chewing gum. God damn it, we're millionaires.
I know they've got the gin-flavored like little hard sweets you can do.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got a box of those at home. They're delicious.
Gin-flavored chewing gum, though, that would be good.
Yeah.
I could chew on that. No, this is delightful.
All right, where's it from?
Glasgow. I mean, I know that
Okay.
Glaswegians and Edinburghians don't always get on, but if there's any part of Edinburgh that kind of gets on with Glaswegians, it's Leith, and that's where the SMWS is based. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, they're a little rough around Leith. But no, this is the Glasgow Distillery Company, which was built in 2014 and was the first single malt distillery in Glasgow for over 100 years.
Oh,
So they're bringing it back.
good on you.
What apparently began as a side project, their gin, which is called Makar, which always sounds like someone talking about their car. Have you seen Makar? Makar Gin, M-A-K-A-R, has won numerous awards around the world on the international gin scene, and this is a very limited edition special single cask release of that very spirit.
Oh, really?
Especially by the SMWS. The real good news about this gin, not only that it's cool and it's not as expensive as some people might be thinking, is we have 3 cases.
Oh, very nice.
Plenty of this to go around. And yeah, I've already put 1 bottle aside. I don't normally put bottles aside for people, but I happen to know that Duke is, at time of recording at least, still out in the middle of the Atlantic. He's one of our prominent members who's always usually on these videos in the live chat and everything.
Yep.
And he is, having a bit of a rough time with the whole COVID of it all. Being on a seafaring vessel right now is kind of iffy. He's been doing all of the checks and he's been taking his temperature every day, and he did just a big post about how he's been so careful and he's been tested 3 times already, and he's still absolutely going to come back and do a 2-week quarantine.
Good.
So for that kind of responsible behavior that I think everyone should be encouraging right now, There's a bottle of this set aside for Duke. Not actually for Duke, but for Duke's wife, Kelly, because she loves gin. So there's only 16 of these available, because there was 18, minus 1, minus Duke. So there's 16 of these available, which will be released very, very soon. Now, I think what we should do is actually bring out all the bottles. Oh. We can actually show you, especially the 4 that have different logos on them.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Because, some of you might have noticed the spirits used to have this icon. It's actually a little different, because it doesn't say the single cast spirit on it anymore. It just has the house. So there's the 2 new ones.
Oh, yeah.
And there's the 2 old ones. It's a nice little evolution there. Maybe we should put them in chronological order.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so that way. That is the evolution of the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. I'm so bad at this. Way.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at this. The monitor's here, and I keep doing it the wrong way. There we go. That's.
You just read from.
There we go. Done it. Okay. The evolution, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it cool? Should we add the other 2? The other 3? I feel like
let's just get those.
Let's put them all in.
There's.
Maybe we should actually arrange them in the order we drank them in now.
Okay.
This is going to be a fun task for me. So starting on this end, the first one that we had tonight was this guy.
Yep,
yeah.
That's right.
And then we have the new guy.
Beer pong. Yeah. Followed up by Down the Old Wax Mines.
The Wax Mines.
The Artist Studio, which will be
this guy.
Yeah, perfect.
Muscle toned.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. This.
Perfect. And then we'll just
shuffle. Nope, this way. Whew.
Good.
We can only just fit 7 whiskeys here. If we had an 8th, we'd be in trouble. Hey, look at that.
Hey, we did it.
Hey. So let's. I'm gonna lean in, so you can almost see my facial expressions. We can. Yeah. Hi, everybody. It's time to release these whiskeys.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, today we had a Glovebox Sonata in B minor. This is a beautiful Tom and Tao that was released earlier this year in April.
Mm-hmm.
It's 7 years old from an ex-sherry cask, and it can be yours for $145.13 if there's any left, because we did already say it's already available because it's the repeat, and you could just go on and get it now.
Yep.
So some of you might have already done that, and this might be all for nothing. But if there is some left, go pick it up. You can see all of these should be, if all goes to plan, all of these should be viewable right now on
the
strathliquor.com/SMWS, our new SMWS page on our website.
It looks great. Who designed that?
I don't know.
Interesting.
It's genius, whoever it was.
Yeah, it must be.
Sorry. So go to strathliquor.com/SMWS, and all of these will be available right now. So the full OutTurn Beer Pong was our second whiskey tonight, 85.59. That is $158.17.
Mm-hmm.
A delightful Glenelgan. Then we have, of course, the Glen Ord down the Old Wax Mines, which is 77.57. That can be yours for $147.74, which is a steal of a deal for 9-year-old whiskey. And then, here we go. The Time Machine, all the way back to the Artist Studio. A blast from the past from 1986. This is yours for $292.96. The sub 300 mark, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Get it while you can. There's only 4 bottles, and the lottery tickets are available to get right now.
Absolutely.
This one, I thought about putting a lottery on for this one, but I'm just going to have it first come, first served, because we've got 11 of them, or 10 of them, depending if I get one. This is the Muscle-Toned Hefton Punch, the Tullibardine, the 11-year-old first fill Oloroso, but Tullibardine. $172.96. I can even afford it.
Yeah.
I might actually get one. Next up, Nostalgia Light. Nostalgia in a glass, specifically nostalgizing about Lefroy.
Yes.
Nostalgizing. So this is a fantastic 19-year-old Lefroy. It is $399.91.
Yeah, so good.
Just squeaking under that $400 mark. And finally, the gin. Summer is in, gin is in. It's time to choose peppermint or peppermint or peppercorns.
What apple?
Peppermint or peppercorns. Peppermint or peppercorns can be yours right now for $124.26.
That's very good.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
I highly recommend, if you're a fan of gin, picking up a peppermint or peppercorn to be the crown jewel of your gin collection. It's not often you see a single cask strength gin from an award-winning Scottish distillery, and not often you see one that looks as sexy as this.
Yeah, it looks good.
So, all right, let's clear a little part of the Red Sea here, and so we can say our official farewells, and hopefully we'll see you soon on Zoom.
Yeah.
The virtual vault is about to open. Crack open a bottle from the last OutTurn. That's what we're going to be talking about. Hopefully we'll be seeing Rob and Kelly. Will you be there? I'm not sure.
I think I might actually be working. I'll
All right.
probably be processing orders as we speak.
If Brett is not on Zoom, he's going to be helping you buy whiskey.
Yes.
Which is also something worthwhile, I think.
I'm always happy to help buy whiskey.
And for those of you who will see on Zoom, we'll see you right there. Thanks for joining the live chat. It's a pleasure to be chatting along with you all as always. I'm sure Brett will have managed to at least say hi in the live chat.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
I'll get my snide remarks in somehow.
Excellent.
Yes.
And we'll see you all for the next Drinking Out Loud episode, which is going to be in a couple of weeks. Of course, over the summer, we're taking a slightly lighter, approach to Drinking Out Loud, seeing as a lot of people are away right now on holiday, and it's, some people don't feel like 30 degrees is the right temperature for drinking whiskey, and I can understand that. So whiskey is...
have I got something for them?
I know, right? So we are going to be doing another Drinking Out Loud quite soon, again, with a bit of a summer theme. Because there is a certain type of Scottish whiskey, which I believe is also a fantastic thing for summer.
Okay.
Single cask, single grain.
Ooh.
We have a very special... What do we call it? We call it Indie Showcase.
Nice.
It's been so long since we've had one. We're having a very special Dram Association Indie Showcase showcasing 5 single cask, single grain whiskies. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll see you all then, if not before. Check out Whiskey 101, which should be coming up. It's probably already released by now with Norm the IT guy.
Yeah.
And I'll post some other small content in the meantime. Check us out on Instagram at Dram Association or on Twitter at Dram Association. And for the first time ever, I'm going to suggest that if you would like to, and there's no pressure, if you want to click the little like button and maybe even subscribe to the channel, you'd be most welcome to, but absolutely no pressure. And I'm going to wait another 6 months until I ask again, because it bugs me when people do that every episode.
Hit subscribe and smash that bell.
Oh, wait. Oh, good Lord. Don't
It's
smash the
not.
bell. That
No.
sounds painful. Anyway, good night. Take care. See you on Zoom.
Have a good night.
Oh, cock-a-doodle, I'm off my noodle, I'm done with wearing a frown. My baby's back, my baby's back. Cock-a-doodle, I'm off my noodle, my arms will soon be round. My baby's back, my baby's back. How I missed her when she went away. I'm gonna kiss her more and more every day. Cock-a-doodle, I'm off my noodle, I'm done. We're dressing in black, my baby's back, my baby's back. my noodle, my arms will soon be run. My baby's back, my baby's back. How I missed her when she went away. I'm gonna kiss her more and more every day. Cock-a-doodle, I'm off my noodle, I'm done. We're dressing in black. My baby's back, my baby's back.